You can kind of choose which kind of role you want to go into, and they'll support you the entire time. My name is Bharath. I'm a project engineer, so I work for Programmed, but on the Melbourne Water contract. My role, and generally what a project engineer does, is we have a portfolio of projects we look at each year, and these projects are mainly engineering projects that provide upgrades to assets of Melbourne Water. We have to manage it from the cradle to the grave. Basically, I started off as a graduate engineer, so that was back in 2021 as part of like a mechanical grad program. Started off in the Greater Western Water contract, spent a year or so there, having a similar role to mine with a few less responsibilities, and then went into the Melbourne Water contract as a grad, and then maybe 6 months later, I became a project engineer, so became full-time. We worked on one of the oxygen generation systems, which was quite specialized for the plant. So there was a big learning curve there, and obviously very challenging at the start, but it was very satisfying in the end. During the grad process, there's been a bunch of kind of seminars or workshops about managing conflict and interpersonal development skills. So there was a few workshops every quarter or so that they helped us on, and that was a good thing to obviously get your technical skills and everything throughout your day-to-day of the role, but also just in general having those kind of topics discussed was really good as well. And as far as kind of opportunities, the program has a lot of contracts everywhere in Australia and New Zealand, obviously. So yeah, it's been great having a multitude of options there with the contracts, and you can kind of choose which kind of role you want to go into, and they'll support you the entire time. Within the contract, there's specific trainings that they provide you, which is really good. Obviously, zero harm is kind of like a programmed kind of motto of their safety culture. And when I first started, they gave us a lot of trainings for like working at heights, confined space entry, and those kind of things, even though I wasn't on the field. Just give me more awareness and programming into me that as a leader, as a safety leader, you need to be aware of kind of what the tasks are going on, rather than kind of letting the people on the field do it. One thing I have noticed that I kind of didn't know before was there was a lot of like a variety of races there in terms of that kind of inclusion. When I first went into industry, obviously a lot of trades that I had dealt with in the past were of kind of like the Australian background. But yeah, there was a much more diverse kind of group there than I realized in the industry, which is obviously good to see. To kind of thrive in the role, and the role in the industry specifically would be communication. That's a big thing, both verbal and kind of written communication, making sure you communicate to all the stakeholders appropriately and say everything you want efficiently. Willing to learn is another big thing, because the role is very diverse amount of projects. It's not just mechanical or electrical or civil, it's projects from everywhere. And because of that, you kind of have to pick up on everything and try to learn as much as you can. Being positive, it's always the general one, but yeah, being positive will always help.